You know why you're here. Chances are you're either new to PvP and you find it scary, or most of your matches feel like this. I'm here to share a few tips on how to make PvP a little less scary and how to improve as a PvP player. Tip number 1. Pick a job that you feel good playing. This may seem obvious to anyone, but the first step to doing well is to have fun playing PvP. In Frontlines, you are allowed to change your job within the instance. Say you queued in as a warrior, you can change to any other job at your spawn point while still gaining experience for your warrior or tombstone rewards if you're at max level. Unlike in regular duties, there is no set quota of roles that each team must have. You can have teams of all DPS, tanks, or healers. While you can pick a job to complement your teammates, playing a job that you are comfortable with is still better. Assuming you unlocked every bonus job that comes with each expansion till Endwalker, you will have at least 9 jobs you can use, including tank, healer, and DPS classes. If you're new, check to see which job's playstyle resonates with you the most. Read the tooltips on the lodestone, test out your skills using the training dummies at the Wolf's Den, or look up a guide on YouTube to see what they do. Tip number 2. Use your shared actions. There are several actions that are common to every job in PvP. Sprint, Recuperate, Guard, Standard Issue Elixir, and Purify. These are more important than even your job skills as they ensure your survival. Sprint makes you run faster but wears off when you use another action. Use it whenever you are out of combat. Recuperate recovers a good portion of your HP at the cost of MP. This will be your main source of healing instead of actual healers. Use this for a quick burst of HP, and don't worry about MP since this is the only thing it is used for in PvP. Note that you only have a few uses before you run out. Standard Issue Elixir fully recovers your HP and MP. It has a long cast time, which means this can only be used when out of combat, or if you are sneaky enough. Purify removes most crowd control effects instantly, and makes you immune for a short period. Note there are some effects that cannot be purified, like knockbacks or drawing effects. Guard reduces any incoming damage by 90%, and makes you immune to most crowd control effects, this time including knockbacks and draw-ins. However, you will be slowed by 50% and cannot use other actions. Use this when you're being focused or think you're about to be focused. That way you can buy extra time for cooldowns to come off and reposition. For Frontlines, you can use Return to teleport back to your spawn point. Use this if you want to return quickly to save time, or if you want to change your job. Tip number 3. Focus on objectives. Unlike the Warrior of Light, you are not Rambo. Victory isn't determined by kills, but rather through earning points by capturing objectives in Frontlines, or by pushing the crystal in Crystalline Conflict. Killing enemy players does contribute slightly, but they are a means to an end. For Frontlines, you accumulate Battle High, which is a status that increases damage and HP restored the more assists and kills you have. Individual kills matter much less than raking up Battle High with contributions, so you're stronger against opposing teams. Take note that dying cuts your current Battle High by half. Killing enemies grants your team a small number of points. Killing enemies with max Battle High grants a juicy point bonus to your team, but the same applies vice versa if you or an ally dies with max Battle High. Cooperating with your teammates will make winning easier. Tunneling to get kills will most likely get you dogpiled on and killed easily. Tip number 4. Be careful of crowd control. Other players can be surprisingly hard to take down in PvP, especially with Recuperate, Guard, and any other survivability skills your unique jobs have combined. In addition, each job has innate damage reduction, with tanks and melees having higher percentages that can make them hard to kill. The key to bursting someone down is with crowd control like binds and stuns, and then have multiple players take them down when they are unable to react and use skills like Recuperate and Guard. Mispositioning can get you killed suddenly and quickly, especially since there are multiple jobs that have instant crowd control, which brings me to the next tip. Tip number 5. Find out what other jobs can do. Know your enemy and know yourself, and you can fight 100 battles without disaster. By knowing what other jobs can do, you can anticipate what can happen. For example, several jobs have skills of long range and instant crowd control. When you see a warrior or a dark knight in the distance, chances are they are going to jump in and engage with their heavy crowd control, so you can be prepared to use Purify or Guard. Limit breaks can be very distinguishable as long as you know what to look out for. Dragoon limit breaks have a marker that shows where they are moving towards. Enemy dancers have a large pink circle that you should avoid, and black mages glow purple, which basically means hit me. With the most recent patch, allied and enemy summons like Machinist turrets, Summoners Bahamut's, and Scholar Seraphs are marked with blue and red respectively. Tip number 6. Zoning. This tip will apply more for frontlines. A general rule of thumb is that objectives closer to your base are safer for you, while those closer to enemy bases will be more dangerous. When you look at the various maps, you can draw lines from the spawn points towards your objective, and the shorter the lines mean that it is easier for a certain team to hold and control them. Even if you can wipe them out, remember that when they respawn, they will come from the direction of your bases. In certain scenarios, you can risk getting flanked by both teams when trying to capture certain points. A simple way to determine how safe your current position is or how difficult it would be to capture a certain point will be to see how close it is to other enemy bases, while also keeping in mind potential escape routes for when you need to pull back to your own base. Map awareness is a skill that will help you in future matches, but it takes experience and plenty of deaths to improve on. Ideally, you want to keep your map open at all times during any match. And there you have it, 6 tips to help you improve in PvP. In FF14, wins and losses aren't determined by single players unless they're active shot callers. Making mistakes and dying is completely normal. An unoptimized team composition or a single player getting caught out doesn't always mean certain defeat. I hope my tutorial made PvP a little less scary. If you have any other tips or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. If you liked this video and want to see more, please like and subscribe to support me. See you on the fields, and remember to
kill every last one of them!